Yeah, thank you. Firstly, thank you very much for being on my show.
Hmm. No problem. Nice to be here from the Netherlands.
From Netherlands.
Uh,
So I just have seen your product. So I want to tell about the project the product and the project that you launched recently.
hmm Yeah. Do you want to say something about it first?
Yeah, before that, can you please introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm Martin Broers. I'm owner of a Dutch company that writes software and does a lot with computers. But we make a lot of software, and we are now talking in this interview about the musical instrument we released as a software product. So we recreated a 1986 synthesizer in software, and yeah, it's one of our expertise things we do for ourselves and for other companies. So we are actually doing this for years and years, and just released this first synthesizer under our own name called the Martinic AX73, and it's our so yeah, it's our first synthesizer under our own name, and we it's going very well with the introduction, and everybody seems to like what we did with it.
Awesome. What is it about? It is a musical instrument. You have recreated it.
Mm-hmm. What
So what is the specialty of it?
what we do, when you recreate musical instruments, you can just record every key you play and replay it, just like if you are recording it on a cassette tape or something. It will sound exactly like the original instrument, but if you want to change some knobs, or you want to adjust some frequency or make it better, or like in the original you had a lot of knobs, and if you turn them the sound changes, but if you all recorded it, you can change the recording, of course. So what we do to improve this, so we don't do this technique of recording everything and then replaying it. We actually remake the complete synthesizer from we remodel the electronic components that are inside the synthesizer, so they are exactly like the synthesizer was in 1986. So we model the electronic components, and then we get the original synthesizer back like it was yeah, from 1986. So yeah, that's that's our specialty, recreating with the electronic components musical instruments.
So it is combined with the software.
It's what we actually make is a plugin called a plugin, and a plugin is used inside something called a DAW, and a DAW is a term for digital audio workstation, and it can be GarageBand on an Apple, or it can be Ableton or FL Studio. So if you listen to a lot of modern music like Avicii or something, it is made with FL Studio, and he uses a lot of plugins. And we just made one of these, not for Avicii, but just the same. We made a plugin you can load into the FL Studio program. You can use to produce hits or other things. Our plugins are used for Disney films and by really big artists already. So yeah, it's nice because they can't actually maintain so if they have to maintain a synthesizer from 1986, that's always breaking down, or it is a lot of work, and it's a lot of cost, and it's heavy, and it's taking space. So a lot of artists are going, or musicians are going for software and produce only with software. But they also would like to have a synthesizer from 1986, and that's what we provide.
So why this name?
The name Martinic or the name AX73?
AX73.
Yeah, the AX73 is the original name used by Akai. So the synthesizer from 1986 is called AX73, and it was built by Akai, and there were two other synths at that time. There was an AX60 and an AX80. So there were actually three synthesizers in about the same 1980s time frame, and we just chose the AX73 because it sounds the best of the three, and we actually always model it exactly like the original. So you can load all the original sounds from 1986. You can load into our software, and it will sound exactly the same. But if you want to have more, we added interesting parts from the AX80 and interesting parts from the AX60, and we added interesting parts from 2021. We put it all inside this new software version, and it made it much better. So you can do the original stuff that's a little bit boring from 1986, but you can also do very expressive modern things with it.
So it's wonderful that you recreated it, and you are making people to listen to the sound which was available in the time of 80s. So what is the response that you're getting? I already saw a video, AX73 in a review, a video on YouTube. So I've gone through it. So what you have released it at October 7th this month.
Yes. Yes.
So what kind of response you are getting from the musicians, and where it is used, and any songs that you can mention here?
No, it is not used yet. So because the songs are not released that fast. So, but yeah, actually, thousands of users have bought it already. So it's really a success thing. We're very happy with the sales and very happy with the responses. Everybody is loving it, and yeah, so reviews are good. Yeah, so it's looking it's a very promising project, I think.
So how much time you took to recreate this?
It in this case, because we also were having something. The new Retina screens, they require the big 4K and Retina screens, they require much more resolution images and much better quality. So we had to recreate our framework to support that, and we took about a half year, and then we took half year creating the synthesizer. So the overall time is more than a year to create this one product. And actually, every product we make, it takes more than half a year.
So you are making the 90s kids and the 2000 kids to listen to the sound which was at 80s.
Yes, yes, and because if you listen to the radio, you already hear these sounds, but you don't know maybe that they are from the 60s or something, but you know them. So if you make a new song with the same 60s sound, then it connects in people's head and they feel comfortable with it. They already know it somehow, and it feels like you're way ahead with creating a hit. It's especially when you look at something like the Lindrum, that's the drum synthesizer made in England way back. The Lindrum is used on all Michael Jackson hits. So if you recreate now, if you now make a hit with a Lindrum drum machine, you already have the Lindrum samples in your head, and I have the Lindrum sample. So millions and millions of people have the drum sounds from the Lindrum. They have they already know it. So if you recreate a new song which uses the old Lindrum sounds, you connect to the same things that are already in your head, and it feels just like you know it already, or it's better, or something. So it is not only that you want to create music with old stuff. It has also I think the advantage of somehow connecting with things from the past.
So where this thought came from, making people to listen to the sound that was before. So who inspired you and what made you to do this project?
Well, it started a long time ago with the Fox Continental organ. We just wanted to recreate because it was an iconic organ from the 60s, and that's where it all went. We recreated a lot of old instruments after that, and yeah, it's we did a lot of them for companies. I don't want to say in this stream, but the ones we did on our own brand is, for instance, the Alcapenter. It's an Italian organ that was has a special sound that nobody has, and that's people want. So when we created it, it was also a lot of people liked it very much because they can never buy this old synthesizer from Italy. They can find it, and we just provide the same sound.
You did research for it?
We always research very much how it all came about. On our website, we actually even create a history page for the instrument, so you can read about the real instrument that we rebuilt. You can read the history about the instrument. So we find it very important that you that you don't not only buy it. That you know about the past, as many people don't know what an Alcapenter is, or they don't know what an Akai AX73 is.
So there are already a lot of musical instruments are there in the market. What is the special thing that this machine, this product cannot match with other products?
It has the 80 sound. A lot of people are searching for. So if you hear it, you think, oh, this is music from the 80s, and it also has a lot of what added a lot of value is that we layered two of the AX73s on top of each other. So in 1986, you only had one synthesizer, but in this new software version, there's no reason why you couldn't stack two on top of each other. So we actually stacked two synthesizers on top of each other, and when you press one key on your keyboard, you can fire up two different AX73s, and you can make a much more richer sound. So you can actually create sounds that were impossible in 1986, but you can do it now with this new version.
Can you mention some music or some musicians who used this sound anywhere in 80s, or now it's still not being used because it has released recently, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
From the past for this AX73.
Yes.
I have to look at the history page to know it myself, but it's used by a lot of people. And for instance, the Björk, that is an Icelandic artist, used the AX60 that has the same sound engine as this one. and are there other artists like that used this in the past, and it is used on a lot of Disney films and this kind of things. Also for the one we have created, we have sound designers create sounds for this synthesizer. So the synthesizer has 357 knobs to turn, and we don't know, even as the maker, what sounds can come out, because it's almost, the possibilities are infinitive, if that's the word. So we used we sound designers made sounds for our synthesizer, and we have sound designers who made sounds for the film Blade Runner, who are now making sounds for our synthesizer, and we have other very famous sound designers creating sounds for our synthesizer. So if you get our synthesizer, you get a lot of sounds you already know, or they are created by the best sound designers, and that's completely different. So the interesting part about this kind of product, it is designed in a 3D program, and it looks like it's a photograph, but it's actually just rendered instruments. It's not a photograph at all. So that's something that's needed to create this. You've had to use a lot of sound designers. You've got other graphical designers that need it, and also, of course, the guys to create the sound. So in the end, about 50 people worked on this product before it was released.
So you have already recreated a lot of stuff before. Now
Yes.
you have designed this. So is there any special effort that you put special importance to this product?
I don't 100% understand your question.
I mean, there are a lot of other things that you have recreated, right? On
Yes.
your, I can see on your website. So
Mm-hmm.
this is a new one. So is there any special importance that you gave in the designing part of this?
Yeah, it's we are always advancing to better standards. So what we added that we didn't have before was a preset manager that has actually nothing to do with the sounds, with the synthesizer itself, but it was a complete new part of what we created. So what we created is the possibility to create sounds, put them in a collection, and then mail the collection between your friends. So if you are interested in this musical instrument and you create a few sounds and you think this is the best sound ever, and I want my friend to listen to this sound, you can actually export these sounds in a collection. Let's say there are four of these preset sounds in a collection, and you send it to your friend, and he can use it directly. If he's on an Apple or on a PC or whatever, he can just use the sounds you created on your PC. So a lot of that the sharing of these collections is what's new in our what we created, and we hope that a lot of people are going to love to share their presets with each other. So yeah, we get some kind of it will only make the product better.
So I really have to appreciate the designers, the developers of this sound, because I have heard it. I have seen the video of the by playing the instrument. So what the musicians, you said you it went already. There are a lot of sales, the thousands of sales. So from which country you have more sales, and tell me about that.
Yeah, it's from all the musical industry. the most sales always go to America and then to Europe and then to Japan. So that's the main market for plugin sales. We actually just already sold worldwide to everybody over the years. And what was really interesting there was that China was not buying anything, and now we just with this new synthesizer release, we are starting to get a lot of sales from China, and it's starting to grow there too, and that's for us that's very interesting, because before we released this instrument, if you put red dots on the map where we sell, it was all over the world, and there was this white very big China country that was actually had no sales at all. So it was really strange to us that we couldn't enter such a market that should be big. But now we actually I don't know what happened, but the synthesizer is taking off, and it's all in China. It's already selling very well. So we like that very much, and yeah, it's so worldwide sales are happening with this kind of stuff.
So we Indians are one of the top movie making industries in have the top movie making industries in the world. So there'll be people who are from India will be watching and listening to our conversation. So what do you tell to those musicians, Indian musicians, so who wants to create music which was there in 80s?
Yeah, of course they should buy our plugin, but what we especially think is very important is that the purchasing power for the Indian country is not as high as the purchasing power for America. So what we found important is that the people from India can also buy our plugins, and it's not out of their purchasing power reach. So we actually, if you visit our website, the prices for India are lower. So that's one of the extra things you should consider as an Indian guy for buying the plugin.
I can say 50% discount.
Sorry?
I can see 50% discount. I can see 50% discount on the product.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It works. It works in every country.
Mm-hmm.
It is for every country.
Yeah. Yeah. It is for the 50% off is the introduction price, and it's for every country, but it's for if you look at the prices for it's $119 in American money for the full price, and it's not this price in India. That's what we think it's important, that it's not out of reach for a lot of people.
You said there are 50 people who worked, 50 sound designers who worked in this production. So I'm sure they might have did a lot of research in understanding the music that was there in 80s,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So it is very tough. It's not that easy to understand the exact sound and create the same thing today. So how hard it is for you?
It is. You have to have these sound designers, because that's a job actually. It's just like video making. Sound designing is a job. So some people are even it's their day job. It's something you have to be expert in, and that's what you hear in this. What we released is in the plugin. There are 600 presets, more than 600. I think 617. presets that are designed by all these experts, and you really hear that they're designed by experts. So if you now install this and you turn a few knobs, you get sounds, but they're not good. You have to know about music and about harmony and about stuff to create perfect presets.
So at last, do you want to say anything to my audience about the plugin that you have created?
No, it's take a look at the website, take a look at the demo YouTube videos, I would say. And if you're interested, you know now where to find us.
So at last, have you seen any videos of mine on YouTube? And what do you say as a sound is as a company, as a person who holds a company and working on softwares? What do you say about my work?
Yeah, I can't really judge. It's the diversity is interesting, but so I don't know if your public is it doesn't even want to know about anything about musical instruments. But I think the diversity is interesting, and I hope your network will grow.
So thank you, sir,
Yes.
for giving me your time and telling me about your product to my audience. And can I put this video on my YouTube channel with your permission?
Yeah, for sure.
And also, can I
So,
put this audio and video clip on my podcast, website, social media, internet, everywhere with your permission?
yes, it's all right. And please send me links.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll put also your website links in the description of this video. People who finds our video can find your website link.
Yeah, please do. In your public, is your listeners, are they international or are they mostly Indian or?
They are international. I did interviews about people from 100+ country people.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So somebody will watch for sure, and somebody will listen and will connect with the product with your product. And I can see you have a large number of audience and a large number of people who are buying, and I can see your company is very old. It was started in 1980s.
Yeah, it was. We are getting old.
Yeah.
Thank you. Now,
Yeah.
but I will send you a link that directly links to the product, and if you can put that in a bit under your YouTube, it would be super.
AX73.
Yeah, I will send
Awesome.
a link, and thank you for your time too. And let's see what happens with the views.
Yeah, sure, sir. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.